I'm celebrating recognition of persons with disabilities and visibility of persons with disabilities.
I'm celebrating partnerships in this space of disability.
I celebrate 20 years of National Council service to persons with disability and inclusivity in the community.
I'm celebrating pride in disability.
I celebrate economic empowerment.
We are marking 20 years of disability inclusion in this nation.
The government of Kenya will continue to deploy resources, even when we are constrained by many other factors. But this is the one thing we must always never lose focus, to give all a chance to be their best.
Kenya, a land celebrated for its breathtaking landscape and vibrant culture, is also home to a reality that many overlook: the struggles faced by persons with disabilities. Behind the stunning vistas and rich tradition lies a harsh truth. Discrimination, isolation, and limited opportunities hinder their growth and potential. Yet, amidst these challenges, there is a beacon of hope shining brightly. The National Council for Persons with Disabilities, NCPWD.
Council came into being through an Act of Parliament, Disability Act of 2003. And this year we are marking 20 years of disability inclusion in this nation. So we want to go back in history, the far we came from, we assess where we are, and then we map where we need to improve on so that we can do more better. In Kenya's first administration, the focus was so much on education and also more emphasis on persons with visual impairment or those who are blind. And then Kenya's second administration of President Moi is more of, raising fundraising and establishing a trust called National Fund for Disabled of Kenya, where the proceeds is used to support the programs and the initiatives of persons with disabilities and their organization. And then President Kibaki came. President Kibaki was temporarily on a wheelchair, if you remember, and that's when Disability Act of 2003 was passed, probably inspired by that accident and that brief encounter with a wheelchair. And I think it is during that time that we had also the Constitution being promulgated and also ratification and domestication of UN Convention on the Right of Persons with Disabilities.
President Kibaki was very interested in the passage of the law to safeguard the interests of persons with disability. And maybe part of the context was he fell into disability through an accident. And when you do that at a very old age, you become very alive to how life can drastically change for you as a person. And therefore, what people who are differently abled, what actually they experience. So you become very alive to their condition.
We went to see him as a delegation of persons with disabilities. And when we saw him, we told him about the process we had gone through. Barara was told this bill must go through Parliament as quickly as possible. Before the end of the year, the bill was already a law.
I seconded the bill which gave birth to the disability law when Najib Balala was the minister.
And then President Uhuru's administration is lauded for implementing the Constitution, and also the concept of Agbo came into being during his time to address the issue of poverty among women, youth, and persons with disabilities.
We renew our commitment to make Kenya a more free, fairer, and equitable society for all our citizens.
And then the current administration of President Ruto, the emphasis is also not only improving what has already been done, but concepts like 100% universal health coverage for persons with disabilities.
The National Council came to being
in the era of human rights, where persons with disabilities should not be viewed as objects of charity, rather but human right holders who need to be thought of as first people but not disabilities. And actually, because of National Council is when you see even Kenya as a state also ratified the UN CRPD treaty as actually among the first countries that took this step in the right direction. And the policies of government started changing. Every government, ministry, department, agency or state organ has to have disability inclusion, because it's not just a matter of the National Council, it's a matter of the society, is where we live. And that has been the example that has now brought about families giving even priority to children with disabilities.
As a dedicated state corporation, the NCPWD has taken up the mantle of championing the rights of persons with disabilities, tirelessly working to dismantle the barriers that obstruct the path to equality.
The Constitution mentions persons with disabilities 18 times. That shows clearly how inclusive our society is striving to ensure that all those who are born with one impairment or another are not discriminated and relegated to the periphery.
People are actually embracing people with disabilities. They are also being able to get employment opportunities by following the 5% in the Constitution, which is supposed to go for people with disabilities.
One of the Council's key achievements is the comprehensive registration system designed to ensure that every person with a disability is recognized and supported.
Imetusaidia tukaenda assessment na tukapata disability certificate ambazo tuko nazo za kututambua kwa ulemavu wetu kama kikundi na pia mtu mwenyewe.
Ukijiregister kuna benefits mingi because huwezi recognizewa tu na kuexaminiwa physically, but sasa hiyo kadi ukishaenda umefanyiwa assessment, ukisha assessiwa upewe hiyo kadi, sasa at least umequalify na unajulikana uko PWD.
When you have the certificate or what we call the disability card, that's a gateway to so many opportunities, be it in terms of capitation, be it in terms of cash transfer, be it in terms of tax exemptions, be it in terms of demanding your rights, in terms of government procurement opportunities, be it in terms of also basically enjoying their human rights as a person with lived experience disability. So this is really a major breakthrough for us.
But the NCPWD does more than just register, it educates.
We also have a presidential bursary fund. And this presidential bursary fund is there for the people living with disabilities. Besides the cash transfer, but we also have a presidential bursary fund, which we provide 30,000 per year for anybody who is disabled and who is not able to cater for the school fees.
Because of them, my brother is at school, currently sitting for his exam, and we are wishing all the best for him, even as he is aspiring to pursue accounting. So we are so very grateful.
I have received bursaries from the National Council of Persons with Disability to settle down the fees for my son who is in school. So it has really helped me for several years.
The National Council inanisaidia kulipa school fees ada ya shule kwa mwaka mzima. Wananisaidia kwa sababu baba yangu hajiwezi, ni mlemavu, alafu pia mama yangu hana kazi.
Through robust disability mainstreaming efforts, the Council engages in public and civic education, fostering understanding and compassion within communities.
We are doing a raft of activities across the country. We are having county disability dialogue forums in all the 47 counties where we engage disabled persons, the organizations, the stakeholders within those counties to have a forum and to come up with kind of a resolution or a way forward.
We are working together with the National Council through public participation. Persons with disabilities have given their views. We also done a lot of work with the National Council around the Persons with Disabilities Bill. This is a new legislation that is aligned with our Constitution and also with the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, which Kenya has ratified.
I advocated for sign language acceptance in the community for a very long time, since 2010, until the 2010 Constitution accepted sign language as a language under Article 73B and Article 54 and also Article 120, which involves sign as an official language in Kenya.
This crucial work is reshaping perceptions and paving the way for a more inclusive society.
Hata kila pale tukienda unaona tunarecogniziwa, government inawarecognize services zao zikifanyiwa, at least watu disabled wanakuwa involved.
The range of services offered by the NCPWD is impressive, spanning education and economic empowerment, provision of assistive devices, healthcare, community outreach programs, vocational training and caregiver support.
We really collaborate with the council to ensure that these devices are produced, especially devices like wheelchairs, which APDK is known for all over the country. In the field where our offices are based, together with the council, we often move together to do what we call outreaches to people who are not easily reached.
When the council came in and started giving us the loans, the grants, parents would embrace, do business, and that's part of what has made us to be where we are right now.
Mara mingi wanatupatia grants zenye zinatusaidia kupush kununua diapers, dawa, saa zingine zinatusaidia kuweka small businesses.
Hii pesa ya kutuma 2,000 amenisaidia. Haitoshi kila kitu natakiana, lakini amenisaidia. At least kama singefanya yote, amenisaidia sana. Nawashukuru wale watu wanatuma.
The organization firmly believes that empowerment is the most effective means to break down barriers and cultivate an equitable environment for all.
Council tunaishukuru sana juu imetushika mkono kwa ukubwa. Pahali pakubwa imetushika mkono, wanatupatianga grants zenye zinatusaidia kujiboost economically.
Bidia hizo pesa exchange, nimepata duka na hiyo duka inanisaidia kwa kila siku mahitaji yangu kama shule kwa watoto. Inanisaidia sana.
Consider the story of Chengo, a testament to the NCPWD's impact. Thanks to the initiative, Chengo has accessed his right and is now living an independent and fulfilling life.
Nilipata grant kutoka kwa National Council for Persons with Disabilities. Nikapata 19,200. Na through that grant, kazi yangu imeweza kuinuka.
Yet, the ripple effect of the council's work extend far beyond individuals. By championing inclusion and raising awareness, the NCPWD is transforming societal attitudes towards persons with disabilities and fostering a level playing field.
We did awareness creation of persons of short stature through the support from National Council for Persons with Disabilities in 2016-2015. We went in several counties, and after the awareness there was a lot of impact by just people showing up and being able to realize that we exist.
We have created a lot of awareness for people living with disabilities to be brought out. Quite a number were being hidden, and now, since we started giving them gadgets, since we started doing the cash transfer for them, I'm telling you, the people are out and the number is huge, and that is why the gadgets are not enough for them.
The Council's remarkable success has been bolstered by strategic partnerships with organizations that share its vision, that amplifies their efforts and enhances the lives of countless individuals across the country.
We have been working with the National Council for Persons with Disabilities since 2012, and currently we have 2 areas of interest, one of them being the medical assessment and registration of persons with disabilities. I remember in 2022 when we came together bought some equipment to support counties, and also doing a lot of advocacy to ensure that the signature is devolved from the national office to the county level. So nobody has to travel all the way to Nairobi looking for the signature and looking for the certificate. This is a major achievement, and I must celebrate this as we celebrate the 20 years.
We support in areas of assistive technology, inclusive education, sustainable livelihoods, and policy advocacy. Where we do that, we recognize National Council for Persons with Disability as our coordinating agency.
We have a number of our team outside with the National Council doing assessment in physiotherapy services and other services. There's a lot of things going on, and we are supposed to go for 7 counties by the end of this financial year.
In this inspiring journey towards inclusion, the National Council for Persons with Disabilities is not just advocating for change, it is igniting a movement that inspires for a future where every individual, regardless of ability, is empowered to thrive, contribute, and be celebrated.
There's been a lot of improvement in terms of acceptance for persons with disability in various forums. Issues of inclusivity have become a major agenda.
Since I knew National Council, I've seen so many benefits. Like for people with albinism, we are being able to get sunscreen support.
Join us as we champion this cause, transforming challenges into opportunities and creating a brighter, more inclusive Kenya for all.
We have come a long way. It's been a beautiful journey to see persons with disabilities being more visible, being more seen in society.
We've seen even our president talk about disability, giving people with disability money through the council.
Mimi ningependa kutoa shukurani kwa National Council na pia serikali.
Mimi nasema asante sana kwa council kwa kazi nzuri wanafanya.
Mungu awabariki na muexpand.